Invention. An invention, and it's one of the great things that we do. There's an L in front of it. The L in front of it reminds me of the QVC local back in 1995. And yeah, I was here back in 1995 when we looked for like inventors, people who come up with a better mousetrap, a better idea. And we've been doing that for so many years on QVC and giving them national exposure on national television. This LoopRope is one of those items. It's a LoopRope multi-purpose 5-foot tie-down fastening system. The Carabiners are a massive part of this. It's been on QVC before, but it's never, ever, ever been this price. So it's now, first time ever at this price, 3 units of $6.66. It's available. Do we have all colors still? Just the orange remains. First time at this price, no idea if it's coming back. But 1,100 of you can pick this up. So we're gonna show you more footage, and my buddy Sean's gonna take you through it. But the loop is part of it. The loop, and then the second part are these carabiners, because they can now loop into any section of the LoopRope, any section whatsoever, and once they're in, they lock in. Why is this important? Why is this critical? Have you ever had those bungee cords? We've all seen them, we've all used them. You wrap something up in the bungee cord and it's there until it's not. And when it's not, it's coming back at you at about what, Sean? 150 miles an hour or something like that, and could be extraordinarily dangerous.
Right between the eyes. So when I was seeing cars, I had it happen because the bungee was too old and it snapped when I was trying to pull across things. This allows you to be able to secure your cargo, so whether you need to fill that propane tank, keep the cooler from sliding into the back seat, or we're getting a storm, so I have my Halo power source here. If I'm going, somewhere that needs power, everything's nice and secure because it's 5 feet long, there's 10 loops, and it's the ultimate cargo system because you adjust it to the size you need. So right here, you can see I got 1 loop left. I got plenty of room if I need that, but I can go from the back seat to the front seat. I love my little giant ladder. This guy's awesome. The only problem with this is, all right, how am I going to fit this in the car with 2 people in the back seat? Never going to happen. Goes up on the roof rack. I take 2 of these. I cinch them down with this, with the LoopRope. It stays put. These are great for people that do any kind of construction or anything like that. But if you have that boat or RV, you can't live without these guys because they really work. It's got 150 pounds of weight that it's going to hold, 450 pounds on the individual loops themselves. And the carabiner, you get 2 of them, you can place them anywhere. They're stainless steel. They're never going to rust or corrode. So if you own a boat and you're out on the salt and stuff like that, this is the way to go.
So 800-500-7590, your number. Call the number. It's how I shop when I'm on QVC2, and pick this up for the first time at this price. And I think it might be gone. I'm not sure if there's a reorder on this, but at this price, there's no reorder right now. That's what we have. So what's the backstory behind this? Because, this is just something that obviously somebody, in terms of who invented it, was using it, or had a problem that he came across and said, there's got to be another way. Was he a boater from Hawaii? Is that the backstory, Sean?
Jeff's just a great guy from Hawaii that had a lot of stuff that he tied down on the top of his vehicle, and he kept using bungee cords. The only problem with a bungee cord is if you don't have the right length, then you got to pick through and hope you do. This is always the right length because you can make it as short as you want with 2 loops. You can go to the 3rd loop, all the way out here to the end, and it's got that flexibility so that you can cinch stuff down so that when you put stuff down, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's what you want. You want your cargo, things on the roof, or stuff that you're hanging up in the garage. I have a 17-foot ladder in here in my garage.
Right.
Okay. I have that secured to the wall with a LoopRope. So the last thing I want is that thing falling down somewhere because no one in the family but myself will be able to put it back up on the wall. So I made sure it stays put. What did I use? I used the LoopRope.
So the LoopRope. Yeah, the LoopRope has these loops on it. You said it's going to hold how many pounds? How many pounds and how many pounds for the individual loops?
So the first strength on each loop, meaning how much strength it would take to pull this loop apart, is 450 pounds.
450. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of weight, and we tested it. That's why they're individually wrapped here,
right?
So everything's nice and tight and stays put. And this one this one's a little faded. This one's probably about 4 or 5 years old. But I use them all the time, and they're great for indoor, outdoor use. Look, if you want a pickup truck, look at that. That's awesome in the garage.
Yeah, we're looking at that footage right there. And this is on the boat. This is in the back of the SUV. So it becomes incredibly versatile and customizable because no 2 things that anybody's carrying is exactly the same. There it is.
That's it.
You're traveling, whether it's that big ladder that you just talked about. Look at that. It's even hanging tools in a garage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the great thing. There's so many different ways to use this. If you go backpacking or hiking, you forgot the dog's leash. I did that once, took the dog to the destination, realized I didn't have the leash. I had LoopRope, so it was great. So it's so versatile, so many ways to use it. Most people end up buying the second or third after they get the first one because there's so many ways to use it.
First time ever at this price, by the way. Stay on the line. There's one color, the original color, orange, is brought to you right now, 800-500-7590. So great, simple solutions called the famous LoopRope. Is that it for you tonight, Sean? You got the rest of the night off?
I got the rest of the night off, Rick.
Enjoy. Okay, we got more coming up in the big show. L86133, keeping it going here in QVC2. Nice to have you here. Next hour.